And just like that, they buy it. They eat it up. You pander to them, you thank them. I mean, really, people, I thought you were a little bit smarter than that. I mean, it's just so easy to say the name of the city. You cheer.
Hey, Stephanie,
you cheer. I mean, just come on.
Welcome to the A Show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the A Show, a brand new season of the A Show with myself, Justin Davis, and Meelz, the kings of pro wrestling podcast. This is the 53rd episode. Thank you guys for joining us. What's going on, Meelz?
We got a theme song.
We got a theme song. That's something people didn't expect. I told people we were going to be changing a lot of shit. So
listen, we got a theme song. It's produced by Amen. So shout out to Amen. You can
shout out Amen.
You can follow him. Is Angel Amen Mendez, my guy. He produced the Two Belts theme song. So if you listen to Two Belts, which is also on the RNC Radio Network, and you're familiar with that theme song, he produced that. So he's like a really dope producer, man. Like he's out here. He makes various styles. He's done a whole bunch of different things, man. Like if you need any beats or you need any production, or he's like someone who's like he's an engineer too. Like he does pretty much everything. So make sure you follow Amen Producer on Twitter if you love our theme song. But yeah, I mean, I'm here, I'm chilling, bro. It's been what a week thus far.
It's been a crazy week. It's been
really
crazy week.
They try to kill the Obamas. This is crazy. This is breaking wrestling news. They try to kill the Obamas. I'm not with it. So today has been very, very wild. How's things with you, sir?
I am fighting through. I woke up this morning and my tooth is literally feeling like it's about to like burst my brain open. So I'm fighting through a really bad toothache. I don't know what it is yet. But we're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through because we have a special guest.
Wait, talk about how many Motrin you're on first. He's off that Dean pack. I
am on 6 Motrin. It's probably not healthy to be on this much medicine. I'm really like I'm lucid. I'm the most lucid, more lucid than I've ever been.
It's like when they cracked open Kurt Angle's head and stuffed mad painkillers in it, so he could wrestle another night.
like a Pez dispenser. But I got to fight through it because we have a special guest here. And I mean, what better than to have someone with so much knowledge about wrestling as this person? And of course, we're talking about WWE Evolution that comes up this Sunday. We have Alexis Littlefoot on the show. What's going on, Alexis?
What up?
You are so sleepy right now.
I am. It's 1:30. It's 1:40. Oh shit! It's 1:40 in the afternoon.
Yo, oh my God, the Wrestle Bay. That's what I mean. All right, so what is Wrestle Bay? Is that like a movement or is it just like a name? Like if you had like a Titantron, is it gonna pop up like right under it? Like what do?
Nah, I couldn't have that because there's already a professional wrestler whose wrestling name is Wrestle Bay. So I gotta let her have that. Oh yeah. Yeah, so she's a black girl too, so you gotta go check her out. Yeah, go peep her too. She's dope. But it's a movement, it's a wave, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I mean, there's not that many waves in wrestling, so I guess I have like the first official wave, I guess.
Absolutely. When I talk about like, even when I talked about stuff like a couple months ago, like the StarCast stuff, I would bring your name up exclusively because there aren't many grassroots like movements that are built from not only just women, but just people of color. And you're like one of the only ones that, that really stands out.
I respect that too. I love that conversation, by the way, because people were hot. I just love an opportunity to get people just hot on the internet. Yeah. And it was like fresh off of, I tweeted "fuck Hulk Hogan" and anybody that love him. So like that was going on in my mentions, and then the StarCast stuff was going on. It was just a lot, and I was just feeling it. I was talking hella shit to people. It just felt good.
One thing that is really huge for you, and I mean, I don't think I congratulated you then, but congratulations to you now. You had a really huge, like kind of like a capsule collection of like the Pablo flip. And you had one that was, I feel like Taker, and Sasha Banks wore the shirt. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's my girl. I talk to her from time to time, like when I post stuff on Instagram, because after she got, so I sent a shirt to her homegirl, Stella, who...
Shout out to Stella.
Yeah, shout out to Stella. She's cool, Stella K. She used to be a makeup artist for WWE, which I didn't know that at the time. Like, I just knew she had this connection with Summer Rae, who also wore the shirt, who's also a good friend.
Shout out to Summer Rae. I love Summer Rae.
She's like, she fucks with hip hop culture. Like, she's just in the know. Like, I really fuck with her. She just got a dope mind. I fuck with her. I talk to her like every single day. We trade memes because that's also one of my favorite things to do is memes. Stella wore the shirt. She posted it on Twitter, and when she was posting it, Sasha retweeted it and commented, "I need that shirt." My homie Cass, who now works for the WWE, shout out to Cass. Commented me because I had no idea that this tweet was like that Sasha even said anything. He commented me on that tweet, and I was like, "Yo, how do I get you a shirt?" And she tweeted Stella, and I was like, "Well," and I DM'd Stella, and I was like, "I'm about to send you another shirt to your address." And I sent it, and it took a whole year for them to get together to do that shoot, but I mean, it couldn't be timed anymore perfectly. I mean, like, at that time, I was like, I had ran out of money from dropping the shirt at first. I still had shirts left over. I was, like, trying to bang them out because it was, like, taking space up in my room. I was trying to bang them out for $20, and then, like, after she wore them, I was only down to, like, 10 shirts left.
Yeah.
And so I banged those out for full price.
That's awesome.
I went and changed the price like super quick. I was like, "Yep, that's it."
Shout out to Sasha.
People kept asking like, "When's it coming back?" And at that point, it was like everybody was unsure of like if Taker was really coming back or if he wasn't. And like, I'm that type of person where like the Pablo wave was like really shaky at the time because that was when Kanye was going through like his "you did" like just being weird, and I was
still
like,
doing it. He's still going through.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, like the Pablo wave is over. Like to me, it's over. Like I don't like to stay in. You know, I got a streetwear mentality. Like I don't like to stay in trends for too long. Keep running a certain type of thing for too long. So it's like, nah, it's over with. It's over with. I'm not doing no more. And then people started copying it. And then Taker came back at WrestleMania this year, and I was like, well, fuck it. I'm about to just do an updated one with 2018 on the back, and then after that, it's over. Like, it's completely over. If you didn't get one now, it's like there's no reason for you not to, because I did a pre-order. Like, all you had to do is come to the site and drop $30, $34, whatever it was. I did have an idea to do hoodies, but then I'm like, I'm over the Pablo wave. Like, I can't do anything connected to Kanye right now. It's just too hectic for him.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you have a really deep connection with streetwear. You actually do work with Oneness in Kentucky as well. Shout out to Oneness.
Yeah, I work at Oneness. I do the social media for Oneness, and I work there at the store. So if you're ever in Lexington, need some shoes, need some kicks, come holla at me.
I think I'm going to probably swing around Lexington maybe next year. So I'm definitely going to pull up the Oneness. That's one store I really wanted to pull up to.
Bet.
What's your favorite shoe this year? Your favorite sneaker this year?
Shit. I ain't really got no shoes this year. Whoa.
Oh, get out of here. You always got some new shoes, bro.
I do put shoes up, but like when I buy shoes, like I wear the same, like I shouldn't even be saying this, but I wear my Yeezy 500s like every day.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, like fuck what Kanye's talking about. The Adidas got one of the most comfortable shoes in the game right now. Like the Yeezy 500 is the way, like even if it didn't have Yeezy on it, I would still buy it because the shoe's just that comfortable. And it's not even Boost, it's Ortholite. I was shocked. I was like, yo, Adidas been doing this in regular general releases all this time? Like, what?
Yeah.
The shoe is hella comfortable. So I wear that shoe every day, the black one. I don't know. I like the Alele Jordan 1.
Oh, of course. Those are like.
I didn't get that
dirty
shoe,
so
but
quick.
I like it. Yeah, but I like I got the satin shattered backboards. So
Beautiful shoe. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nike did a lot for the women this year.
They did a lot. They could have done more, but they've done a lot.
What do you think?
Well, Nike has done a lot. Jordan could do more.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Jordan could do a lot more.
I think the issue with Jordan is that they don't really know how to make like a lifestyle sneaker that's not part of the actual number Jordan line.
Oh yeah, they're horrible. Like that Jordan React shit. Oh no, that's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But hopefully in 2019 they get it together. But let's get into No Holds Barred. And I mean, there's nothing bigger to talk about this week other than what was announced on Monday. And I mean, this is obviously Roman Reigns revealing that he has been battling with leukemia and it has returned. This came literally out of nowhere for a lot of people. I know a couple of people, that were completely shocked by this and didn't know until maybe right before the curtains opened for Raw that night. Meelz, Alexis, how did you guys feel about Roman Reigns' reveal of this on Monday night?
God, man. All right, so usually I'll go through my experience of actually seeing this and watching this and everything like that. Usually I miss the first few minutes of Raw because they tend to be the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And they show the same thing over and over again. But I saw everyone, the first image I saw on Twitter was Roman Reigns in street clothes holding the title. And I was like, oh, this can't be good. Every champion in street clothes holding a title at the top of a show has never turned out good. Someone has had to drop. I mean, I've heard rumors of him being injured, blah, blah, blah. But then, when he announced that he has leukemia, I was like, holy, I don't think it really hit me until probably the day after. That Roman Reigns is actually like in terms of, and then I had to do research on leukemia because I don't really know anyone who's been affected by leukemia. I'll be honest with you. But I had to do a lot of research in terms of just what's the diagnosis, what's the prognosis, what's the recovery, what does it affect, everything like that. And I'm just like, whoa, he is the boots are hung up for a while. It's crazy. Yeah. Oh my God. Alexis, what did you think?
Yeah, it definitely threw me for because all day I had been seeing on the internet and the dirt sheets, Roman Reigns is injured, he's not going to be at Raw tonight, and this and the other. And so when he came out, I was like, and then he, like you said, he was in street clothes. I was like, he's about to say he's got some type of shoulder injury and he's going to be out and whatever. And then he's like, I've been battling. My name is Joe. I was like, oh, so we're really breaking fave. This is about to be serious. And he said, I've been battling leukemia for 11 years. I was like, what? What? Yeah. How do we not know about this and be like, it's back? What?
Yeah. And then the thing that shocked me, I was literally on the way, I'm on the West Coast. I get Raw later. So I was watching it with, on Twitter with you guys. And I was like, 11 fucking years he's had this? And nobody knew. No one knew. Right. Would have never known. And that part broke, it broke me right there. I was like, dude, because you kind of think about everything this guy's been through since 2014. All of the hatred, all of that stuff. And I know that's not really a big sticking point to, the issue here now, but it's this is one of the most hated but hardest working dudes in that company. Most people can just get over just by talking or doing whatever. Kevin Owens, it's easy for him to get over or get booed. Roman Reigns is just out there being himself and they fucking hate him. But this is someone who's had to work with all of that. And then between all of that, work with this debilitating and terminal disease that he's had for years. That shit really, really got to me, just how strong of a person he is.
It's kind of wild considering just how much he's actually, it wrestled for probably the past 8 years and how much he's actually done in and out the ring and how much he's actually it makes a major imprint on sort of professional wrestling. And I don't think we fully realize it yet, because to me, this is something that's just this is the first time this has really ever happened. I've never seen the face of the company really have to like step down. I mean, we've had situations like Edge and Daniel Bryan and, you know, a few others as well, but we've never seen like the guy. Like there hasn't been a chance where it's just like John Cena's like, I can no longer wrestle in the middle of his like run. I mean, Stone Cold was going through some neck things as well, but he walked away. Hogan walked away. I don't think we've ever seen, I mean, I think the closest thing we'd probably see is Shawn. Who just couldn't do it anymore and had to, but at that time there was a successor in Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. It's like, where do we go from here?
Well, what took me back is, I don't know if you guys remember the Tough Enough winner, Matt Capitelli.
Oh,
he did work in OVW, and he was pretty much on his way up to the main roster, and he got hit with brain cancer, and he battled that for a very long time, and then he ended up being like a teacher, a wrestling trainer at OVW after that, but he never came back to the ring like professionally. He always just stuck to, and then I think like within the last few years it came back, and he eventually passed away like this year, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just hits you like this is WWE's like top guy. There is no John Cena right now. He's not what he used to be in the WWE. He comes back occasionally. He's now a part-timer. Like, they just literally lost their locker room leader. Like, I know the locker room's probably smacked right now. Like, they don't understand what's going on. Like, they just literally, WWE just took one of the biggest hits they could have possibly taken at this time.
At the worst time, like right before one of their big four. So Survivor Series, which I heard for all intents and purposes was going to be Roman AJ. That weekend, that's gone. Mm-hmm. That's not happening. Right during Mania season, right before the Rumble, right before the Mania, like Roman main evented 4 WrestleManias in a row. That is a record. Right. He's gone, and I mean,
he was just about to main event Crown Jewel, like.
And then he's gone, like during literally right before the big four, like right before Survivor Series, right before Royal Rumble, right before like a lot of big matches, and I mean, he's main evented 4 WrestleManias in a row. You know, so I mean, and he's gone.
It's crazy. And you know what? And it's also the psyche as well, because when you have like, you know, something like leukemia, I think we've seen various situations. If we don't know someone personally, you know someone who knows someone, or you know someone who's been on TV, who's just been dealing with, you know, cancer similar to this. And then it like, you know, you think you battle it and you think you've overcome it, and then it comes back. It's just mentally, it's kind of just like, man, this is really tough. I can only imagine what his family thinks and what he's been going through over the last, I mean, supposedly he found out after Raw last week, and he wasn't going through anything. And I'm assuming in this time he's had, you know, over the last couple of days, he has had time to come to terms with it, and just like where he's going in his future, and being able to, you know, spend more time with his family, and being able to work on beating this. But it's very like disheartening, and it's like it's a bit demoralizing in the fact, especially when this kind of comes out of nowhere and just hits you, and it's back, and you thought you beat it, and it's just back. So kind of you have to go through the entire process of, you know, trying to battle leukemia, trying to overcome it again. I mean, I know I'm a huge MTV Challenge fan, and DM Brown was someone who a number of years ago passed away to, you know, cancer, but she beat it the first time, and then it came back, and then she, you know, beat it again, and then it came back, and it just, you know, it had an unfortunate ending, but it's something that just like continues to, you know, it's just like you're forced to be a fighter, and it's just like, why does this keep happening? But you know what? I think with Roman Reigns, I really think that he has so much support, and he has sort of everyone rolling, sort of, you know, getting behind him. I think even the WWE universe, and it kind of changes the story of Roman Reigns. Now you think about it. I think I was reading an article. I think it might have been from Brandon Stroud, but there was also a great one written by the Masked Man as well. But it kind of changes the narrative of Roman Reigns from here on out, because when you think of everything in the past, and you think of what he was, you know, hiding, or just like what was then, and then how he's coming back now, it kind of changes the Roman Reigns career arc, the story, and everything like that moving forward.
Because because as sick as it is, it's like people always felt like he didn't earn it.
Right.
You know, and now he never had any adversity. But the story now, it's like he's always had adversity. He's been living with adversity for over a decade.
Yeah.
So it's possible that Roman will be out for at least 2 to 3 years here. What's next?
That's the thing. Like, what's the time? Like, usually when like someone like Kevin Owens gets injured, you know when they're coming back.
Yeah.
You can put a timeline on. Okay, he gets surgery now, and then it takes this long to heal. But now it's like there's a big question mark next to Roman Reigns. Is it going to take 2 years, or is it going to take 3 years, 4 years? We might not see him for the next 5 years. Who knows? Right.
And I looked at just kind of like a basic prognosis of like how long treatment takes, not even taking into account like physical therapy. They say 2 to 3 years, you know, and that leads us into about 2021, 2022. It's the WWE.
Who knows what's going to be going on in the WWE now?
Exactly. It's going to look like a very different company.
Right. Who knows what's going to go down?
Who would you guys put as the top, as the guy now?
Ooh.
Seth Rollins or Finn Balor. I mean,
you know,
Meelz does not like Finn Balor.
No. I like Finn Balor. Relax. It's just, you know, I'm trying to think from Vince's shoes in terms of what he would go with, because he really likes people who are sort of like larger than life, that kind of pop off the screen and kind of like just have that sort of star quality where like even someone in the front row and even someone in the background know if you're in the front row at a WWE event, or you're in the, you know, the nosebleeds all the way in the background, you know that guy's a star. So it's kind of like I'm thinking from just like his prototypical, you know, mindset of who he probably thinks is the next star. I have no doubt in my mind that Seth Rollins and Finn Balor are workhorses. And you need those sort of supporting characters as well to sort of help to maintain and keep the entire show rolling and things like that. They definitely have a role on the show. But as far as the guy, oof.
Because immediately coming up, we know that Roman's probably not Roman, but we know that Braun's probably getting that title.
Yeah, most likely, of course. Yeah.
But from there, I don't think Braun will hold that title past December. Honestly, he does not need that title at all. I think that would actually hurt him, because he needs to lose to have that title. He needs to, and they're not going to book him like Brock. So I think afterwards, I mean, I would honestly have Seth or Finn win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And go on to do the thing, or do a triple threat or 4-way at Mania.
The thing is, we never got to see what Finn and Seth were really gonna do, because Finn immediately got injured when he won like the title, and immediately the very next day had to forfeit the title. So I think, you go back to your original plan. You got that the storyline still sitting on the table. You ain't used it. So.
Right. And we'll talk about it on Raw a little bit later, but I do think that what we got at the end of Raw will probably carry us into New York next year.
It's crazy how much of a void it makes, though.
Right? Yeah, you're right.
It's a major void, because I don't think they've been. Roman Reigns is the guy, and it's not like someone who's just like the guy who's like waiting out like a John Cena over the last couple of years. He was like the guy who's probably going to be the guy for the next decade.
Right.
So it's kind of like, literally, you look at the Raw roster, it's like there's a major void in terms of just like star power. Like Roman Reigns may not have been liked, but he was a major star power, and him having the championship, built on that as well.
Right.
We have Dean Ambrose, we have Seth Rollins. I really think that they need someone to fill this void. I don't know if it comes from
it's very big shoes. It's very. Roman Reigns is a distinct character, very distinct. You can't put somebody in that place and just like put somebody in his character. You just can't just throw anybody into that role,
right?
No matter what. So do you call somebody older back? Like, do you try to just fill it with, nostalgia? Or do you try to bring somebody up from NXT and mold them into filling that role long term? WWE has a very large task.
Yeah, Raw is going to be very, Remember how weird Raw was a year ago?
Yeah. I mean, quite honestly, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, do we bring AJ Styles from SmackDown to Raw, considering he's the top guy on SmackDown, to sort of fill that void on Raw, and then build someone up on SmackDown? Like, what do we?
But then I feel like you're playing hot potato with AJ Styles. AJ Styles just came from Raw. Now you're then to SmackDown. Now you're sending him right back. Like, it's too much. I feel like AJ has already established himself as SmackDown's guy. Like, that's like, yeah, that's like taking Edge when he was in his prime to Raw.
Oh, they were good on doing that.
Yeah. But it was like,
They're good on that.
But it still made SmackDown weird. Remember? Like, SmackDown was no longer really interesting to watch after you plucked the top guy from SmackDown.
From SmackDown and
sent him to Raw. Yeah. Nobody was watching SmackDown again at that time. And then you had to take Batista and put Batista over there to rebuild that shit back up. Like, I just don't think. I think at this time they've already drawn the line in the sand between SmackDown and Raw. That if you try to do that, it'll just go back to being the dark ages of SmackDown, and they're in the midst of moving SmackDown to another network. What, next year? Was it next year?
Yeah.
It's just too much. Like, this really happened at the worst possible time that you could think of for WWE, because you now at this time, I mean, I think a draft, a superstar shakeup will come up after Survivor Series, before the Royal Rumble, maybe.
Well, I did hear that was a possibility, but I heard this before Roman.
I heard this before too.
And I think that from there you make a change of the shuffle, and I think that changes take over next month, if that's the case, if it's going to be one of the guys that I think it's going to be. And again, you got to make a guy. I feel like Seth and Dean, they're good dudes. Like, feel like they're great. I feel like in any case, they'll have the Universal title at some point within the next year and a half, 2 years, or whenever. But I think it's time for you to make another guy, and you got to make him right now. But I don't know if Braun's the solution.
No,
Bobby Lashley might be the solution. Like, you just don't know. I mean, Bobby Lashley did have his thumb on the company before he left way back in the day. They was using the shit out of Bobby Lashley back in the day, and don't say they wasn't.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, but nah. That's what I would say. I would just say
that. But they trying to work him out with Leo Rush, and they trying to maneuver over the fact that we don't really like his voice and he can't really talk that well.
And all of that are qualities you need in someone who's going to be the guy in the company.
They made Roman the guy, and everybody didn't like the way he talked. You gonna either like this person or you not. At this point, like, at this point, WWE has no choice but to give you gonna take what you gonna get. Like, they backs against the wall. You just gonna have to hate it or love it.
Luckily, the Bobby now isn't the Bobby in 2009, and he's not the Bobby when he first got there.
Exactly.
I think Leo has helped him out a lot. I just don't, like I said this a couple weeks ago, I don't think that Bobby is as over as
they thought that he was going to be coming back. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's very true. That's very true. Some of these people that you bring back from TNA or UFC or whatever that you think that they're going to have, because people were in motherfucking message boards in 2010 telling you to bring this person back. But then it was like, when you bring them back 5 years later, it don't have that same effect as it would be in 2010.
I just think with Bobby Lashley, he's so a model of, like, he came up directly after, like, the John Cena, Randy Batista wave. So he's like an archetype of that era, and that era is gone, in my opinion. Like, wrestling has become so, the modern, wrestling that was like from 15 years ago to now is more in the lines of like a Seth Rollins or a Dean Ambrose, and sort of the fast movements and, how you pick that up, and just like not looking like the prototypical star. He's such like a large, muscular, angry guy, which is like pretty much where everyone when they talk about
everybody makes a scene of, oh, well, we ain't never gonna see no black champion, black. So you can't have that same argument and then be like, well, Bobby Lashley's not the guy. Like,
I'll take Big E over Bobby Lashley.
But my thing is, okay, so this is what I was gonna say. So, do you ever think we're gonna see Big E versus Bobby Lashley? Now, would you not? Now that I bring it up, would you like to see it?
Whew, absolutely. I think it's gonna happen.
Okay, then. So, but you can't say, "Oh, you can't put Bobby." I want a black champion though, but I'm about to be picky on the black champion that I want. Like,
all right. Well, all right.
No, we're not gonna do that.
I love this. Hey, Alexis, thank you so much.
No, all right.
You can't do that. You can't do that. That's just something that I personally, as a black woman, I can't be like, everybody knows I don't really jigs with Alicia Fox, but I can't be like, oh, we ain't gonna see no. We gonna see the same two, Naomi and Sasha be champions, and then Alicia Fox gets her time to shine post Divas Championship era, and I'm not gonna be happy. I'm gonna still be happy, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm the biggest Alicia Fox fan, but I am gonna be happy that a woman of color that's other than the top two choices that they have is getting her shot. That's the same way. You can't be like,
you're right.
You just can't. That's just not how it goes. We gotta cheer for our black people. They don't really get that many opportunities there.
This is true.
Roman Reigns is gone. They don't know what to do.
If it's Bobby and it's the Bobby Finn program, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I'm fine with Bobby Finn. Let's run into Crown Jewel real quick before we get into Evolution and a little bit NXT talk. What's the feeling going into this show? I know it's in a week. I'm not really sure, Meelz, how we should cover this show, and that's what I wanted to bring up.
I'm not watching it.
You're and why wouldn't you watch it?
No, I'm just not.
Okay. All right.
Just all the stuff that's going on in Saudi Arabia, and now it's like, come on, dog. Like you tried to dust it under the rug and say, oh well, he didn't die here. We don't know what's going on. But then now all of a sudden you changing your story, talking about, okay, he did die here. He died in a brutal fist fight. But now it's like y'all got a body double that y'all just had on standby for this man to come. He was there picking up a marriage license. Like, what are y'all talking? Like, all this shit sounds. All this shit sounds like bullshit. I don't care what nobody says.
No, you're right.
Everybody's dead ass wrong.
Yeah, everyone's wrong.
Turkey need to come up off of what they know.
Yes, sir.
Everybody just needs to. Money can't buy. Like, everybody just can't be bought. I don't care what the situation is. Everybody's talking about WWE needs to do it because now that you see what Saudi Arabia can do to one of their own, what do you think they can do to somebody on the roster? I said, boy, if you think they gonna motherfucking pluck AJ Styles and keep him hostage in motherfucking bump nowhere, thinking, oh, we want our wrestling. Like, it's not okay. It's that serious, but it's not that serious. They not about to tie Triple H up and beat his ass until WWE comes to Saudi Arabia. That's just not realistic. It's just not gonna happen. This is a $1 billion company. Like,
this is a $1 billion company. I think
WWE's not stupid. They know what they're doing.
They 100% know what they're doing. I think, you know what? To me, if they really weren't sure about going, we would have known by now. Yeah. I still think they're still not sure. And
tickets aren't on sale. Tickets aren't even on sale. And
tickets are no longer on sale. But I didn't even know where you could buy a ticket. I'd never even heard of buying tickets the first one. I really thought it was just a bunch of pencils.
I couldn't. I looked because as soon as they said DX coming back, and this is before all that news broke, I was like, how much is a ticket to Saudi Arabia? Because I would have been in the building for that one. But then I was like, nah, I don't know how they feel about black people over there. So,
but I feel like just in general, like I feel like we would have known if they up to now. As of saying this now, it's 2:11 p.m. on Wednesday. We do not know the status of Crown Jewel. It could change within the next 24 hours. Before the show.
Oh, they're definitely going. They're definitely going.
I feel, but I don't.
They're for sure going. They're going. They're going.
They are.
I read something JBL or something. Somebody was talking on something.
I've heard people do not
JBL
want to go.
And he said that Vince. I mean, even after like the 9/11 episode, that Vince gave everybody option. You can show up if you want to show up, and if you want to go, you want to go. like they definitely had the people that want to go are clearly going because they booked for matches. So you see who wants to go and who's not going. So
yeah, what's weird is that Cena said he's not going, but they haven't done a replacement for him yet. So and Brian doesn't want to go.
Right.
Yeah, Brian doesn't want to go. So
as they should. They should definitely not go. I think now that Roman Reigns is out of the picture, you need to show like somebody in that locker room needs to have a sense of leadership. Like,
right.
I think Sami Zayn didn't go to the last one out of respect because he's Syrian and they got whatever type of beef. But
whatever type of beef is just hilarious to say. That's like
I don't know what's going on over there. Like, you never know what people is really on until they really own it. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
That's a shirt.
Fool with none of foreign
That's
ties.
a shirt. That is a shirt.
You don't know what people really on until they really own it.
I don't know. Like, I don't fool with none of foreign ties. I don't try to step on nobody's toes because it's too much going on in the world, and I understand why WWE wants to fulfill that contract obligation, but apparently they got a contract that extends like another 2 years, so they need to figure they on either send the money back or do whatever y'all got to do because this is not. Like, I know a lot of Americans that are just like, I'm not watching it. Like,
yeah, right.
They foul.
I don't blame them. I watched
the last one. The last one was great, you know. But I know a lot of people that didn't watch the last one because of the whole women's situation that they didn't have women on the card, and they're doing a lot trying to fight for women's rights over there, and it just ain't right, and it's a lot of wrongdoing. So,
how do you feel about that? Because like we've talked about it from our perspective, but we haven't really had a woman's perspective on sort of how you feel about that. Because we've talked about it, and we're just, you know, in my opinion, I'm just like, I mean, it's sort of the country's stance, and I think there's nothing they can do about it now except not do it. Yeah. But
the thing,
go ahead.
No, I want you to finish so I can grasp what you.
So I'm trying to it's so the two options are just don't do the show entirely, which I can see. It's just like, just don't go to Saudi Arabia if the women can't come, or build your. I'm thinking they're thinking from the WWE standpoint. We're building our mark in Saudi Arabia, so when we eventually come back and we can have,
they can have their time.
They can have their time, and it's going to be a major thing. That's what I think.
Here's the issue. I think that in order to make a country like that is so set in their ways, because this is a lot of on top of the government and the laws issue. This is a religious issue too, because these are some religious beliefs being mixed in with how the way their country works. So I think in order to create change, you kind of have to bully it in there. You can't say that you're in the midst of a women's revolution and then leave women off the card and have an all men's pay-per-view, but then try to turn around and try to make it right with an all women's pay-per-view in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. So
shout out to the Nassau Coliseum.
I really thought I was gonna go, and then I couldn't figure out how to maneuver nowhere. So
quite honest with you, Nassau Coliseum, I was like, not really. Like if they had went for someone just any place bigger, I would have Miami, somewhere else, New York. I don't even care if it wasn't in New York. I would have been great. But Nassau
I don't understand why. Like it's there. I don't. And they're just gonna have to do better next year. But I just feel like you gotta. Obviously, y'all have good communications if they want you over there, and I mean, they showed women in the like previews, little inner like before the match previews and stuff, and they were cheering just as loud for the women on the screen than the men in the building. Like I don't understand. Like, I mean, you want to respect people's beliefs. You definitely don't want to step on toes, but it's obviously got to be a conversation. They just did when Sasha and Alexa were in the first women's match. Where were they? I can't remember.
Dubai. They were in Dubai, I believe.
In Dubai, like that's changed. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't like that, but it's still changed. Like you just can't. I don't know. You just can't. You just can't have things both ways. But I have a lot of different feelings on the WWE and their women's revolution anyway. I feel like it's complete bullshit. So,
oh boy, we're gonna get in that just a second when we talk about Evolution, the pay-per-view. But next week, I think Meelz, I think we kind of like we talk about Crown Jewel, but I don't think we should make it a major focal point of the show next week.
It doesn't need to be.
I agree.
Let's talk about NXT really quick. Aleister Black returned last week, and you know they're saying they're going to reveal the person who attacked him tonight on the show. I believe from the spoilers they do. I don't know if you guys read the spoilers. Let's not spoil it for everybody.
Sure.
Actually, it'll be out by.
Somebody tell me who did it because I don't really watch NXT.
By the time this comes out, NXT will be out. If you know what, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do, Justin.
Who did it? No, just tell me.
Hold on. We're gonna say.
Hold on. I'm gonna put on a timer. 1 minute. 1 minute. There's gonna be spoiler thing. If you do not like it, just skip over it.
Yeah, skip over this 1 minute.
Just skip over this 1 minute and rock.
They're saying it's Johnny Gargano.
Okay. So is that who it is though?
But they haven't explicitly said. We don't, because you know when the tapings we don't know what they tape backstage. But Johnny Gargano comes out. He super kicks Aleister Black and puts on a hood, which implies that he did it. And for the rest of the tapings, that's pretty much the storyline. I don't know if there's going to be a match at TakeOver because they haven't announced it, but I think that's fine. What about you, Meelz?
I'm interested in where this goes from here because everyone already kind of hates Johnny, and this doesn't do him any favors. So yeah, it kind of makes.
What happened? Because the last NXT I went to was in Chicago. So what happened from there to there that?
Aleister was attacked because he had an injury. He had a groin injury, so he got attacked, and he had to drop the title because he was hurt.
And Ciampa has the title now.
Yes.
All right. You're in a spoiler-free zone now. All right.
Spoiler-free zone. So yeah, Ciampa has the title because Aleister was hurt, and for the past 2 months they have been trying to figure out who did it. It's been like the biggest whodunit in NXT history. I've actually liked the storyline.
I like that. I like that one. I love a good whodunit.
A good whodunit, man. Who ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin? And
hey,
then
man, no.
That was not a good
funny.
That was, I mean, that's better than who's Vince McMahon's son. You know what I'm saying?
Or who blew up the limo.
Listen,
or who lifted the contract.
That would have been fire, though. That would have been fire. I really still, to this day, want to know who did that shit. Not for real. Like something like there needs to be like a WWE 24 on it like now to let us know who the fuck was supposed to be the one who did that shit. Because I need to know. Like I was a kid then, and that really hurt me.
Let's get into WWE Evolution. We're just gonna run some predictions off. It is emanating from the Nassau Coliseum.
Here we are. Listen, SummerSlam 2002 was in the Nassau Coliseum. If there's anything that redeeming to the Nassau Coliseum,
I guarantee you that it wouldn't be back there ever again.
Let's get to the first match, and this is a very hotly contested. I'm pretty sure Alexis, you have a opinion on this as well. It's a 6-woman tag between Sasha, Bayley, and Natalya versus the Riot Squad. They've been going back and forth for at least the past 6 months, probably all of them. And
I'm bored.
Yeah. So they had to put them on the card somehow. While I'm glad they're not in a battle royal.
I think Sasha's glad she's not in a battle royal.
Yeah. I know. While I'm glad they're not in a battle royal again, I am a little not confused, but I'm just like, like they could have done something better with this, but it's like, I get it, you know? And, I mean, this match is obviously made. I think that this is going to be one of those like make the crowd happy matches. I think the team of Sasha, Bayley, and Natalya are going to win this.
I'm probably going to go with Sasha, Bayley, and Natalya too. I don't know.
I don't really care about the match.
Yeah, you know what? They should make it elimination style. I think that's how you make the match a little bit more exciting. Quite honest with you.
Then you have Sasha probably being the final woman standing and beating the whole Riot Squad by herself. Because all they do is lose.
I'm going with the Riot Squad on that one.
Okay. I mean, Riot Squad has momentum. How do you feel about the Riot Squad in general?
I used to not really like them, but now I do. I don't really like Sarah Logan, but
I don't think anyone does.
All right,
Just because, like, it's a Kentucky thing. First of all, she's not from Kentucky. She's from Indiana. 1. 2, we do not act like that here. Maybe in some parts of Kentucky, they eating squirrels and doing all that hunter type shit. But that is not a direct reflection of everybody in Kentucky. I just want to let everybody in the world know.
Oh, my God. So that's what it's about. It's Kentucky beef. Whoa.
She's not from Kentucky. She's from Indiana. Okay, they could have still made her character. Indiana is a little bit more country than we are, but everybody just assumes that Kentucky is just just country as fuck.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I could see it. So, Riot Squad, and then we're going with Sasha, Bailey, Natalia.
Yeah.
What do we got next?
We have up next the women's battle royal, which no one is happy with.
I don't think anyone is, literally, even the people in the match, as the match was being announced, women.
Everybody kept posting memes. That was funny.
That was funny because they were just like, "Yo, for real, we doing another battle royal again?"
The best part of it was Naomi coming out and like, "Well, I never got my title match from the last battle royal."
Never got a title match. Trophy hasn't been shipped to her house.
Yeah, she was. Sis is not having it.
No, I agree. Listen, women's battle royal. It's pretty much. I mean, you could. I think if you look at maybe like the last 15 WrestleManias and count how many battle royal or lumberjack matches they've actually had, you end up seeing the bulk of them usually happen. To me, this is kind of like a very we want to get everyone on the card, but we don't have time on the show to make everyone, their own separate thing. So they're like, we're putting a battle royal together, and we're gonna have something old, something new, something black, something borrowed. Blue. Yeah, something borrowed, something blue, and then boom, boom, boom. There we are.
Who wins this?
Stakes is a championship shot in the future. That's the stakes.
There was a championship shot in the last battle royal they did too, and that shit ain't happened. So,
and we're also 3 months away. We're also 3 months away from the fucking Royal Rumble.
Right? Why wouldn't you just save that for now? We just say it now. This is how. Okay, I told y'all this motherfucking women's revolution was bullshit. Didn't I tell y'all? Listen. This is how you know that the women's revolution was complete bullshit. Y'all was not worried about being in the midst of a women's revolution and this, that, and the other, and taking and rechanging the Divas title into women are superstars and they're equal. Because y'all remember what AJ Lee said, where's our equal pay at? If everybody's so equal, why don't we get paid equal? Yeah, same shit here. You can't, first of all, there was a lot of women fighting for rights in every other sport. You had Serena and Venus in tennis, and you had what's the girl that plays golf? I can't even think of her name. Fuck.
WNBA as well too.
Yeah, and then you got the girls in the WNBA fighting for equal pay and all that shit going on down there because they get paid less than what a fucking teacher gets paid. So that's ridiculous. Oh yeah, my homegirl, she plays in the WNBA. She's like, yeah, we making 25 bands a year. I said, oh shit.
Oh
shit. Oh my God.
I said, oh shit.
That's not worth it.
She said, yeah, I'm taking my talents overseas. I was like, shit, I feel you. But yeah, WNBA is on some bullshit. But yeah, you had all these other sports of women standing up for what they had going on. Ronda was killing it in the UFC at the time, and then now all of a sudden WNBA or WWE, my bad, is talking about, oh, we're about to have a women's revolution with the same 6 girls that we always had on TV. That's just some bullshit.
I think that they have made. Other than I get you that it is big PR. It is big PR. Right. I think that these are small steps. I think we could all agree this is a small step, incredibly small for some people.
Small step. This is not even a step off the curb.
Well,
a pay-per-view
and 4 women's champions defended on the show. It is like a step in the right direction at least. It's
a turn in the right direction. They looking in the right direction. They ain't walking in the right direction.
What would you want out of it?
My thing is, if you're gonna call a pay-per-view Evolution, then there needs to be some evolution. There should be no reason that now all of a sudden Nikki and Brie wasn't really worried about coming back, but now all of a sudden, because they were content with their reality shows and being in People magazine for breaking up a tired ass relationship that we knew wasn't gonna work in the first place.
I know that's right.
Now you're worried. I mean, come on now. Like now you're worried about being back in the WWE. All of a sudden, wow, they're doing an all women's pay-per-view. Like it's all strategic. Like the Bella Twins was content with Total Divas and Total Bellas, even though they hadn't been on TV in over a year, almost a year and a half. Like now Nikki Bella gets pushed all the way up to getting a title shot against Ronda Rousey, who's only been in the WWE for 6 months, who shouldn't even have the title in the first place.
Oh wow! You feel like she shouldn't have it?
Y'all being ridiculous. The way they brought her in, she said that she's gonna work for her title shot, and then 2 months later, she's getting a title shot. What are you talking about? What are you can't even y'all not even serious. Y'all not even. I don't even take none of that shit that's going on serious. I'm not. I can't. I wouldn't. Anybody that paid their money to go see that, that's on you. But I can't support that. I just can't. That is bullshit. It's really bullshit. You can't have a woman come in talking about I respect everybody. I ain't gonna step on no toes. I'm gonna work for my title shot. Is it?
Hey, but you know that's up to the bookers. That's not really up to her.
I'm not saying it's up to her. I'm saying the bookers is also the one who wrote them tired ass lines talking about she's about to earn everything that she's got.
This is big energy right here.
Make the shit match up. One thing I really hate with WWE is like when y'all write some shit in the script and then the actions and the booking doesn't match up to what y'all said 6 months ago in the script. Like I hate that shit. That irks me because I'm like a very detail oriented type of person. So I remember shit promos that was cut when the fucking feud was first taking off, and then we see the shit that they was not talking about at all going on. Like, if that was the case, you should have kept the title on Alexa Bliss and had Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus. Like, what the fuck happened to that? Like the card was alright, and I know Alexa got injured. I don't even fucking like Alexa Bliss, and I'd rather
let's
see
get
her.
to that. Let's get to that. Let's get to that match.
God.
Let's get to that match.
Well, who do you think is gonna
win the Battle Royal? You got way off course.
Yeah, I got shit. Y'all shouldn't have asked me to say nothing. I mean, shit. If y'all want to make it right, give it back to Naomi. But I know it's probably not gonna happen.
That's fair. I think she has a good chance of winning. I think she's probably my top three. Yeah. She has a really good chance of winning.
Yeah. Either that or Asuka. Asuka's probably gonna win. But
big Asuka mark. So
you saying Asuka?
I'm saying Asuka.
I'm saying Mandy Rose.
Oh God. Okay. Definitely not no Evolution if she wins.
I'm saying Mandy Rose. I have to go against like the top two. I think those are the top two choices. Let's
bring Eva Marie back.
Oh fuck no, please.
Same wave.
Let's get into that tag match that we kind of just brought up a couple seconds ago. Trish and Lita versus Alexa Mickey. Obviously, this started off as Trish and Trish and Alexa. I've heard that Trish pushed for the tag match, but of course
she probably doesn't feel safe. But okay.
Oh my God,
these are big bars. This is why I asked Alexis to be on the show today. Who do you think is going to win this match? I think this is another send the fans home happy match. I think Trish and Lita, the legends, are probably going to win this one.
Definitely.
I think the real question up in the air is, will Alexa even be able to compete in this match?
Yeah. She was tweeting fingers crossed emojis earlier. So let's hope that she don't.
It's kind of crazy. You know what? When they first announced Trish Stratus versus Alexa Bliss, I think everyone initially, their interest peaked for Evolution because it's like, oh, we're getting like women from the past versus women of current. And it's kind of like
everybody thought every match was going to be like that.
Yeah, it was going to be like a set of dream matches. Even the girls on the roster believe it was going to be, they were, Bailey's like, oh, you know, I want to face Ivory or
right.
something along those lines.
And then they wheeled Ivory in on the Battle Royal. That's just crazy.
Oh my God. But so I think initially that piqued everyone's interest, and it kind of, from where, you know, it ended up going here, I think there's going to be a lot of competitive matches nonetheless. I think this match is the attraction match, considering Trish and Lita are probably two of the most, you know, iconic female wrestlers of all time. Yeah. And they're going up against Alexa and Mickie James. Mickie James is just, you know, someone who can work in the ring. Alexa Bliss, someone who right now got to be one of the top women in the company, honestly. Held both titles, was on top for like 18 months or so. Just, you know, it's a dream match. It's interesting to see what will happen in this match if Alexa can even compete, because...
Whose dream is it, though? Whose dream is it?
I mean, it's a clash of eras. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like...
Okay, but it's not Alexa's dream because she didn't watch wrestling. Okay.
She said she admired Trish Stratus. She did.
Probably when she got into NXT and figured out who the fuck Trish Stratus was. That bitch ain't know who the fuck Trish Stratus was in 2007, and I know that's fact.
I know that's fucking fact. But wouldn't you, even if you idolize someone, wouldn't you still want to face them? Like I would, if I was a wrestler right now, and even if I became a fan of like Edge just like 12 months ago, I'd be like, yo, I really still want to wrestle Edge. And
That's fair, but you can't be walking around talking about that you've loved Trish Stratus all your life since you was this year old, and your mom put you on punishment for doing the DX chop when you was 10 and shit. That's a fucking lie. Like don't try to boost yourself up like you just always loved this business. Like I'm like the Sasha rumor. Like Sasha said, don't be trying to try to make people love you and feel like you was this and this in school because you liked wrestling and this. Bitch, that's a whole fucking lie. You was picking on the same girls that the two girls that went to school with you, me and this girl named Kat.
Oh wait, you knew Alexa. You know Alexa.
Yeah, I went to fucking high school with her for 2 years.
Oh wow!
Come on, dog. Like all that shit's a fraud.
All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's a fraud. That's fake. I ain't gonna. Hilliard Davis in high school. Y'all can look it up. I ran track with her. I was on dance team. She was on cheerleading team.
Wow. Oh, this big
our football team won state championships that year, my fucking freshman year, 2010, or my bad, 2006. Come on,
can we keep this on the record? I just want to be clear.
Keep it on the record. This is facts. I already posted pictures of me in my Hilliard track outfit. So if anybody got a problem, y'all can pull it up. Call the school, ask for Alexis Gray, and if I'm in the records, like I don't even got nothing else to say. Like.
This is smoke.
This is a fraud. The bitch I got smoke. I'm always gonna have that smoke. I don't believe in that. Like, if you didn't like wrestling, that's fine. They picked you out of the Arnold Classic, sis. Like, you don't have to do all that. You don't. It ain't. There's girls that fucking Alicia Fox got picked out of the fucking catalog. She probably didn't know what the shit WWE is. Like, them bitches that did the Diva search didn't know what this shit is. They agents just told them it would be cool to do. Like, don't be sitting here like you just know, like you were just in the know and this has always been your dream. Like, you came here because they said you was about to get paid a lot of money. You was going to be on TV. You couldn't get famous off cheerleading, and that's what it is. Like, I don't... Anybody that got spoken what I got to say is all backed up by facts. I don't...
Okay, Alexis. We got to run through the card.
Okay.
We got to run through the card. The next match is the Mae Young Classic Final. By the time this airs, if you haven't watched the semifinals, you should stop listening right now. It's Io Shirai versus Toni Storm in the Classics. This should be a really good match. I think it's going to be probably the match of it could possibly be the match of the show if they get time. I think if you give them 15 minutes, it's probably still the show. I really think that we're going to get a Toni Storm win here.
Probably. Is it bad that I don't want to see either of them in the finals? I kind of like.
Whoa! What?
I kind of liked. God, what's her name again?
You don't even know.
Meiko Satomura.
Oh, Meiko Satomura. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, yo, why don't we see her? She's been killing it. And then you know what? I want to talk about a little bit of Mae Young Classic last week, just a little bit, because it had great matches on it, and it also had the moment with what's her name? Tegan Knox. Completely, her knee just going completely like haywire.
Yeah.
So it's like that's it. Quite honestly, if Rhea Ripley wasn't in the next match, I'd be like, "What are we doing?"
Well, they ended up giving Rhea Ripley her due.
It should have. She should be in both matches. Quite honestly, because she's really taken over this tournament. Quite honestly, damn.
You don't like Tony or Io? I think.
You know, I'm fine with. I mean, it is going to be what it is. But I think just Rhea Ripley and like if I had a Rhea Ripley versus Meiko Satomura in the finals, I would be way more excited for that. But we get Rhea Ripley anyway. But I do think Toni Storm is probably going to win. What do you think, Alexis?
I watched not one part of the Mae Young Classic.
Holy shit! Just spitball it here.
Who you feeling? Who you feeling? Io Shirai, Toni Storm. Who you feeling?
I mean, a lot of people have been talking about Toni Storm, so
Toni Storm it is. This is a clean sweep.
That's what I'm going with.
Rhea Ripley, and here's my thing. I think that this is going to go into the next match. I think Toni Storm will win, and I think she'll immediately challenge Rhea Ripley because she doesn't currently have a challenger for the title.
Right.
But they're going to defend the title still at the NXT UK Women's Champion. It was, she defeated Toni Storm in the final to become the inaugural champion.
And she'll get the rematch there. And she'll get the rematch on the show.
It's double duty. Listen, we'll see.
It's a feel-good story. It's a real feel-good story.
You want to know why? You want to know why, Mr. Rhea Ripley? If you look, because she cited that the Miz was an inspiration.
Oh God!
Growing up.
That's a fact. Hey, say what you want about the Miz, but he made he made his motherfucking way.
Turn that up.
He said on the Real World that y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna see me. I'm about to be a professional wrestler. Y'all gonna fucking see me. And y'all motherfucking seeing him now. Say all that shit you want. But the Miz has always been that he's since the Real World. He's always been that hoorah. Like he's just always been that type of character. You just knew you was gonna see him on other shit other than the Real World. Like the motherfuckers are still racing and in the wild and trying to beat each other up over $100,000. This motherfucking man is in WWE. So I'll say what you want about the Miz, but he's getting that check.
Rhea Ripley is probably going to retain no matter who she faces because Rhea Ripley is the truth.
Wow, so you become a big Rhea Ripley mark in the past 2 weeks.
Oh, I mean, come on.
I like her though. She's dope.
I like her. I like her energy.
Next match, the rematch for the NXT Women's Title: Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. This is their fourth match, I believe, and this is coming obviously for the NXT Women's Title. I think once again, this is going to be another send the fans home happy. I think they're going to get time. I think they might get at least 20, honestly. I think Kairi Sane is probably going to win this one.
Nah.
You think Shayna's going to regain the title?
Oh yeah, Shayna and Ronda champion at the same time. Come on. You couldn't write anything less WWE-ish. That is WWE.
Here's my thing. I think Shayna's on the way out. That's why I'm saying that. I think Shayna will be. I really truly believe Shayna will be one of the people called up in November.
I mean, that is possible too because Ronda's by herself. I mean, she does need a sidekick if she's going head to head with Nikki Bella, who's got her sister in her corner. So that could work too. But
what do you think, Meelz?
I think probably Kairi Sane is probably going to retain. It just seems like it.
I think and the thing is with Kairi, I think you automatically have a couple of ways you can go with her. You have obviously Bianca Belair, you have Nikki Cross on NXT, and that could carry her into the January takeover in Phoenix. So there's a lot of ways you can go, and I agree. Like even with Shayna, there is still Bianca's still undefeated. So there's that match too. And I think that's something that you could go to as well for the next takeover. So, I mean, you can't really lose there. I really like the NXT women's division as of right now with the amount of choices that you have.
Yeah, because it was dwindling down for a minute. I was like,
yeah,
they need help.
Yeah, I mean, I really think, and we said this on the show, like Asuka kind of held them in a holding pattern for almost a year. And even after she left, we had another 8 months where it was just kind of like, who's the star here? And now, you want to build Kairi to be that star. So I say, you keep her there. I think you keep her with the title. The next match, last woman standing, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. This is a match. Every time these two have a match, everyone gets real nervous because they have no clue what's going to happen. I think that the history is going to fare well for this match. I do think Becky Lynch will retain, and she will go on the Survivor Series with her title. What say you, Meelz and Alexis?
I'm thinking probably Charlotte might win.
Oh, no.
No.
I don't think Charlotte's winning this. I don't think Charlotte's winning this.
Beckie's winning. Yeah.
I really think they miss a huge opportunity if they don't just have Becky win the Royal Rumble. I think
that ship has sailed. Oh my God!
Yeah.
If they was gonna do that, they should have done that this year instead of having.
No, but I think. Well, listen, she's hotter now than she was last year. She's one of the hottest people. All eyes are on her. All eyes on Becky.
Exactly, but my thing is, like, she's a heel now. I ain't even gonna lie.
Not a heel. She's not a heel. She's not. She hasn't, and we've determined that because she hasn't. She's never insulted the fans.
And she just threatened Rhea. She just threatened Rhea on Twitter today.
She just threatened Rhea Ripley. She just someone who just she out here kicking ass.
She's scrapping. I understand that, but she did dismiss the fuck out of Edge, and that is something that you do not do on SmackDown 1000 if you try to get over with the fans. So no.
The fans cheered though. The fans loved it.
Fans were like, turn that up.
The fucking fans love Becky, and they love seeing Becky talk shit because Becky was this super nice girl and tea time and da-da-da. Now she's cutting on now she's on some real nigga shit. So
there goes our first one for the new season.
So it is what it is. Like, people love to see the person that lovable person just get grimy for a second. People would probably like it if Becky or if Bayley got that way too on Sasha, because we saw a little glimpse of it for a little bit when her and Sasha were going through their digs, but we'll never know.
This is true. This is true.
WWE can't stay in one spot at one time.
Well, maybe they just feel like Bayley's a chump, and and Becky probably has a lot more fire than her, but who knows?
Yeah, Bayley's definitely a chump. I mean, clearly, her fans are kids. Like, you can't be a gangster when all your homies is under 12.
Hey, the 12-year-olds be the most gangster ones, though.
Hey, yo, they be on Twitter. Oh man, I was flaming Nikki Bella up, and here come all the little 7th graders coming in my mentions. I couldn't understand. I was like, nah, fam. I had to mute the conversation because I was like, I ain't got time to argue with no kids.
All right.
Yeah. We got way too much at stake to argue with some kids. So, Meelz thinks Charlotte will win. I think me and Alexis will be on the right side of history here. I think Becky wins. She goes on to Survivor Series with a potential, to face possibly the winner of this main event. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the main event. Alexis, I know you have a lot of feelings about this, but I want to try and keep it contained to just a prediction. It's going to be Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella for the WWE Raw Women's title. These are probably two of maybe the most divisive women on this show. I think that Ronda Rousey will win this match.
Yeah, I'm going with Ronda.
I'm also going Ronda.
All right. And that is the Evolution card. I love how we kept this succinct because we already talked so much about Nikki and Ronda already.
Listen.
I have nothing else to say.
Obviously, the build has been probably the other than Charlotte and Becky, which has been going since SummerSlam. This has been the second most built match on the show. I mean, as far as people who WWE considers popular, that's who they think is popular. And, you can say whoever you want, like they look at analytics and stuff like that. They do that. And I think that I don't know what type of match we're going to get here. That's what I'm concerned about. Ronda is relatively new and can't have really long matches. Nikki is she's serviceable to me. I thought at one point she was pretty bad, but she's not Brie right now.
I can't see her going 30 minutes.
Oh, no.
Nikki Bella going 30 minutes.
I say 9 to 10 minutes, send the fans home happy, and you end your first pay-per-view with Ronda on top. And I think that's the feel-good moment that they want to go for.
Right.
So yeah, that's Evolution. I think it should be a solid card. I'm really looking forward to the Mae Young Classic match. Whatever Rhea Ripley does, I'm pretty sure that's going to be good. And I think Kyrie and Shayna are going to, and Becky and Charlotte are going to tear the house down on Sunday. Honestly,
I think for this Evolution card, they really need a big moment. I really think they really need like a big. I don't care if it happens in the ring. I don't care if it happens outside of the ring. I think they need a really big moment to really cement that this show is something. It can't just really be a by the book show, because then it just ends up being something that they probably just could have put on the network and everyone would have went home happy. It could have been a house show.
It didn't have to be a pay-per-view.
Yeah, so it's kind of like
same way.
It is something big needs to happen, like something huge.
Somebody needed a return.
I would love a return. I would love some storyline action. Maybe
somebody better get Melina on the phone right now.
Listen, someone I don't. Sasha turns on Bailey. Something. Come on, just something. Like the show needs something. It really does. To me, for the first, it's a serviceable card, but. Do I think they probably for the first women's pay-per-view? But I also think maybe a lot of people weren't interested in coming back. It doesn't seem like or
they want to come back on a bigger scale. Like call me when it's Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
like, y'all did all this most for this first Royal Rumble. Y'all can't bring back the same 6 or 7 women y'all brought back this past year for next year. Like y'all gonna have to keep the cycle going. Like Jazz gotta come back, Jacqueline, somebody that we ain't seen in a long time gotta come back in order for it to work. And or y'all just gonna go back to not having no battle royals, cause
it's not gonna work.
Like y'all didn't have to bring old people back for this. Y'all really didn't. Y'all already brought Tristan. They didn't. They could have put some NXT girls in there and made it okay. They didn't have to do all that. Because you got NXT girls that ain't got no match. Like, if you're going to make this a total all-women's pay-per-view, then you need to be using every single woman that you have on your current roster. Like, there is no reason why Aaliyah shouldn't have her moment at the all-women's pay-per-view.
At least if she's jobbing.
She should be jobbing. I ain't gonna lie to you. She should be jobbing.
She should be jobbing on that show.
Like, come on. Like, at least
here's my thing. What if and this is just fly on the wall here. What if a NXT woman won the Battle Royal?
That would be lit. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing that for the Royal Rumble.
I think that Bianca will be in that Battle Royal, and I think she could win that Battle Royal at Evolution.
Exactly. But my thing is, they've already announced who's in the Battle Royal.
Is that final?
I thought it was.
It might be final. It might not be. Who knows? By the time it comes to Sunday, I think by the time Sunday, because I think all women will be there.
Yeah, for sure.
I really, really hope so. It's a really big pay-per-view. It would be wild if they didn't use all the resources that they had.
But WWE is good for not doing that.
Yeah.
Very good for not using all their resources.
But let's run into Alexis. Did you watch Raw and SmackDown this week, or did you watch any other shows?
I didn't watch SmackDown because I got braces.
Oh, okay.
And, I had like the worst braces pain of all time.
I had braces a couple years ago too.
Yeah, it was not. I was not having that. I took a shot of Crown, and I
oh my
took
God,
2 Advil, and I went to bed. Like this is all during when SmackDown was on, but I did watch Raw. So.
All right, let's get into Raw really quick. A lot of the women's stuff we talked about on the actual Evolution part. So let's talk about really, and we talked about the Roman announcement. But let's talk about really how it kind of affected the show really quick. The show had a really hard reset on a lot of different characters on the show. This really felt like a post. After the Roman thing, I felt like a post-Mania, and we just had really kind of a post-Mania Raw like a month ago. Yeah. But where everyone kind of reset. But there was another reset on the show. Elias turned face on this show.
Good. I mean, people have been cheering him for a long ass time. He's a witty guy. He's a guy who plays the guitar. He's a witty guy. He's someone who can really, handle himself on the mic. In the ring, I don't think he's been given that many opportunities, but I think as a face now, he might, quite honestly. But it's been a long time coming. People have been wanting to cheer Elias for a long ass time.
You also had Braun Strowman turning back face.
Hey,
We knew it was gonna happen.
Hey, I mean, I'm with it because the heel thing only really worked against Roman. Well, you know what? I think it would have worked, but there's no real major going into Crown Jewel.
There's no reason for him to be heel now. Like at this, like clearly WWE knows like they had to scramble because Roman was going to make that announcement that we need to make at least one of the guys that was in the title picture. We can't just have two heels versus each other. That don't make no fucking sense. At least
they ain't bringing Brock back. They ain't bringing Brock back to reset him.
But Brock's not even coming back. He don't give a fuck. So
Brock's like, where's my flight going?
Right. He don't even know.
He's like, yo,
Brock don't even know where Crown Jewel's at. So.
Oh my God. But yeah, we have Braun Strowman turn face, and he got, in the mix of things with Ziggler and McIntyre.
He really had a good promo. He cut a really good promo too. I thought it was a very respectful and to Roman at least promo. Just as soon as he supported Roman, it became like he was a face immediately.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I really enjoyed that promo. Then he got kicked in the face. I'm like, Drew, how you land on your back on that floor, player? That shit looked like it hurt, bro.
Like it hurt.
He did that fucking Claymore kick and landed hard as shit. I'm like, dog, you almost 300 pounds, yo. You got to chill with that. But the biggest turn is something that a lot of people didn't expect to happen, but I feel as though you kind of had to do it. You had to break up the Shield. It's the same way they did it last year as well. Dean Ambrose turned heel at the end of the show. A lot of people thought, okay, it'll happen a couple of weeks from now. They're not going to do it in the same show where Roman leaves. Nope, they did it on the exact same show where Roman left. He beat the crap out of Seth Rollins for most of the overrun and walked out of the building. How did you guys feel about them doing that? I feel as though we were waiting for this for a really long time. I didn't think we were going to get the heel turn now, but I'm very glad that they had to do it. Their hands were forced. They had to do this turn.
I feel like it was perfectly timed. Like you couldn't do, like you had, WWE knows how to play to the emotions of the fan base. And I think that at this time, it was like the perfect opportunity to, okay, we tugged at your heartstrings, we made you cry, we made you upset, but now we got to get back to business. And I feel like that's the perfect way to turn back into business. We got to make you forget about, well, not forget, but we got to make you keep your mind off Roman Reigns is not coming back, period.
Right.
Like
the show goes on.
The show must go on, regardless of our top guy is gone or we got his two homies here that we about to figure out what's going on with them. Like we can't just sit here and dwell and Vince McMahon has never been that type of man to sit here and dwell on his losses. Mm-hmm. So he knows how to move on, and this is how you move on. And this is how you keep people entertained.
You said tug at your heartstrings. They did it at the beginning of the show. This made a lot of fans cry too. Like this was a really emotional moment, especially with Seth, who was on the verge of tears in the beginning of the night and at the end of the night for two totally different reasons.
Right.
It was crazy. I agree.
But did they win the tag team titles though?
Yeah, they won.
Confused.
They won the tag title.
So y'all have what? So
no, what happened was Dean threw them at Seth. He didn't walk out with the title. So I'm guessing he's saying I'm not going to be your partner. So I'm guessing Seth will probably relinquish those titles next week.
Quite honestly,
or they can just have the back and forth, like basically Dean Ambrose is just really unhinged and he's not well because of the emotional stress that Roman's announcement took him to. He wasn't in the right headspace and
I would hate that.
They could play that too.
I would hate that. I would hate that so much.
They could play that too because that's what they were alluding at before the Roman announcement, that Dean Ambrose wasn't really in the right frame of mind and nobody knows where his head is at, and he's just so unpredictable. That's where they were going. Y'all watched the interview the week before and it was like, Dean, what are you on? And he was like, what do you mean? What am I on? Like,
don't call me the lunatic anymore.
But I do, you know what? I think he left his Shield gear ringside.
Yeah, he did.
Totally stripped himself of that. He stripped himself of the title. I think he stripped himself of the situation. I think this is like a clear, like, we're done here. And you know what? I agree with everything you said in terms of how they did, in terms of just like they're tugging on your heartstrings at the beginning of the show, and then at the end they remind you, oh, don't forget, this is a wrestling show and we got business to handle.
Exactly.
And this is how we're going to handle it. I thought it was a great moment. I thought it's one of those moments everyone knows it's coming, but to still see it and to still see it happen and still be like, still feel a way about it is very rare in professional wrestling, especially when these days when everyone knows when everything's happening. I think by them winning the championship is really just like, that's how they kind of like, you know, before they lowered the boom, that's how they kind of brought you in. So It's kind of I thought it was good.
But the Roman announcement kept you watching the whole show.
Yeah.
Like I saw a lot of tweets after Roman relinquished or whatever, and were like, I'm turning this shit off and and then here come the main event, and everybody was like, wait, what? Like WWE just knows how to be like, okay, you said you're turning this shit off, I bet you won't.
Right. that's cap. That's what's been said. Smackdown Live, I don't know if I like this episode this week. It felt like after the Roman thing,
Raw. like
after Raw, I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling Smackdown at all.
Well, it didn't have that many. So I think probably the only notable match was, was there any notable match? It might have been AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan versus the Usos, because the Usos won again.
If you come on now, fresh off a Roman announcement and don't have his cousins win, come on now.
And it also makes sense to their storyline too.
Yeah,
to have them keep losing, because this time AJ took the pin.
Right.
It's cool. I don't know how you just give us the fucking match. I felt the same way with Shinsuke and AJ. I don't care about the in between shit. Just give us the fucking match.
I don't care about the struggle of like who's better than who. Just at this point, it's the match that's sort of the draw. Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. People do want to see it, even though I'm sure one of those guys does not want to go to Crown Jewel.
Yeah, one of those guys will not be a Crown Jewel.
Yeah. So they're gonna play out this little whatever back and forth thing they got going on until after Crown Jewel, because I really don't think Daniel Bryan's going. If Daniel Bryan don't want to do something, he's not gonna do it. And especially this is his year. He just came back. Nah.
There's a little bit of breaking news.
What's up?
What happened?
Via the Orlando Centennial, Hulk Hogan said that he will be.
Oh God!
He's excited to go to Crown Jewel.
Oh, of course, the fuck he is.
They said Hulk Hogan said WWE work is on the way, including a possible appearance at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia.
Who gives a fuck?
And he said, I'm looking forward to Saudi Arabia with the WWE. Looking forward to WrestleMania, but yeah, we're moving forward at a rapid pace. It's exciting to have this opportunity again after all these years. I don't know if they really decided that, or he's really just doing his Hogan shtick, where he talks a lot. He just talks a lot.
He be capping. He's capping.
Yeah.
If he's on that show, I'm not watching that show.
Yeah.
Nobody should be watching the show anyway, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
100%.
Won't watch it. The WWE app is gonna tell you everything that's gonna happen anyway, so you don't really have to watch it. Don't watch it. Let's boycott. The thing is, people wonder why, WWE doesn't take our voice into accountability, because they give you some bullshit and y'all eat the same bullshit y'all hollering about. So if everybody's really upset, don't go tweet about it. Mm-hmm. Actually show them via numbers that y'all not taking their bullshit. You're not watching their blood money pay-per-view, and that is what it is.
Turn that up.
Oh my God.
If you want change, be the fucking change. Just be it.
That should be on the shirt too. Alexis, we're giving you ideas. Give you so many ideas. Put on these shirts.
And says the person, because I'm doing an interview a Hollywood shirt. So I couldn't help it.
Listen, take a high school photo of Alexa Bliss and put a cross through it.
Fuck her.
Okay, but come on, Meelz, you brought it back up. You can't.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
I think the last.
I thought everybody knew this. I thought that was already, because I've talked about that hella times on Twitter.
I missed it.
Talked about it a lot of times.
I really must have missed that, but I'm glad.
There was a point where like the little I don't even know, the stands or whatever you want to call them.
Bliss Hive.
Coming at me with like, where's your proof? And I ain't got no but like, my mama was broke. She wasn't playing no fucking yearbooks, so I ain't got none. So if I had one, I'll show you. But I went to North Carolina, and my grandma got a picture of one of my old track pictures, and I got a Hilliard uniform on, and I posted that to Twitter, and a lot of people was like, oh, "What?" Yeah.
Shut down the stands. One more thing on SmackDown. Aiden English, job man. Yeah, that's me. Beat in 1 minute by Rusev. I think it's safe to say that the bloom on the rose is over, man. I would be very concerned about Aiden right now. This is a negative show.
Give him a kickoff match, something. I don't know.
This is a negative show.
Yeah, this wasn't a great SmackDown. This wasn't a great SmackDown. I mean, you had Rey Mysterio versus The Miz, which was fun for what it was. The Charlotte Becky Lynch at the Performance Center brawl.
That was fun.
Where she just, she showed up. I don't know how Charlotte didn't know she was there, or why Becky was bringing her belt around. But you know what?
Well, because in the Performance Center, you actually have to have like a key card to get in. So I don't know why you wouldn't expect that Becky could even just get in or just like walk in.
What's she doing there? I mean, maybe she lives around there. Maybe she was there that day. Who knows? Why she had the belt? I don't know. But she must have heard Charlotte was going to be there, and she was like, nah, we done with that. I don't know why they're continuing to give her opportunities when I'm the champion.
The perfect setup for that would have been if Becky was there training or working out or something, and then Charlotte was just,
the speech was so weird.
That would have been a better setup.
That would have been a way better setup.
Or Charlotte was there talking to like the NXT girls, doing a little like, I don't know, like a little seminar or whatever. Like that would have been a better setup for that little run-in if like Charlotte
Becky
was
just like stalking her.
Talk. No, if like Becky was there training or working out for their match at Evolution, and Charlotte was there giving a pep talk to like the NXT girls, and then they just rant like, "Bitch, why are you here?" Like I should be giving a pep talk to the girls because I'm the champion. Like you ain't got shit, but whatever your daddy did to get you here. Like that's the thing. Like WWE is not really. They try to make people grimy, but they ain't really.
Oh, they need to hire you for the grime. for damn sure. You're the grimiest, bro. For sure. But that was the week in wrestling. I want to think. Was there anything else, Meelz? I don't know if there's anything else that happened.
I don't think there's anything else. I think this has been an amazing show.
This has been amazing, Alexis. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You brought a level of real to this show that we have never seen before.
Hey man, I'm real wherever I go. So,
where can they follow you so they can also follow the realness?
Young Littlefoot on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I don't really get on Snapchat no more, but I mean,
no one does.
You know.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But yeah, Young Littlefoot, YUNG Littlefoot, and then AlexisLittlefoot.com.
Are you really? Is that where they can find your clothing and stuff like that?
AlexisLittlefoot.com.
Yep, there you go. And as always, you can follow us at RNC Radio Live for all of the latest shows. We just had the premiere of RAOP Gaming with Ampavelli and Eric on Monday. Excellent shows, doing really, really well. Shout out to those boys. It will be back in 2 weeks with another episode. I've already got kind of an inkling of what's going to happen. You're going to love that. We also have a new episode of Late Fees that is dropping on Halloween Day next week. So be clear that it's not coming out next Friday. We also had Two Belts. Meelz, what's going on in Two Belts?
Two Belts is coming out this week. There's been a lot of music releases. Not fully sure what we're going to talk about yet, quite honest with you, because there's so much stuff. I know we're going to talk about the new Cardi single. I know we're going to talk about there's supposed to be a new album, I think maybe from Tory Lanez. So there's a whole bunch of new stuff. I mean, newest music, we're going to talk about it on Two Belts. And then, we had RSPN this week.
Oh, yeah, RSPN. Really good episode of RSPN. This is consistently the funniest sports podcast with Mark and Jeff every single week. They talk about the big fight between the Rockets and the Lakers, and you have to hear this one to believe it. They really wanted some real spit action on that one.
And then on Friday, we also have Perfect Play, hosted by Huey. always guests, always from the, just he's doing the greatest for the Virginia. You might be doing more for the Virginia area than you did. Quite honest with you,
man. Fuck you. All right.
You might.
Fuck you. Like Alexis came on this show and it just got all the way negative. I can't invite her on the show no more. It got all the way. Meelz don't never come at me like this, bro.
Turn that up.
I ain't negative. Don't.
She's real.
I just got
real.
things that I be saying. So.
Maybe it's time for me to be real too. How about that? Maybe it's time. I ain't win the Mega Millions. It's time for me to be real.
Yo, I'm really of course, somebody from South Carolina won. Of course,
they always win.
Come on, it's probably some 90-year-old. Come on now, and South Carolina is like one of the only states where you can just opt to be anonymous, so your name won't have to go out there, so they don't have to say who won. That's of course, we'll never know who it is.
It's some MAGA shit, of course.
It's probably the motherfucker who's sending bombs around to everybody today.
Oh man, don't let the government hear that.
It probably is. How you get that many bombs out? Shit, I'm still waiting on packages from 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about? Like, come on now.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Alexis, for being on the show this week. For anyone else, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Please like, subscribe, everything. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere that you can search for a podcast. We're on there. Until next week. We will be back with the rundown of what happened with Evolution, and we will slightly talk about Crown Jewel, but we'll be back with just the normal stuff that we talk about, pro wrestling and all of its greatness. Until next week, for Meelz, I'm Justin. See you guys next week.
Happy Rusev Day.